Doing the bullpen, feeling the flow, working it.
Hot stuff coming up.
Are you sure this is legal?
I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Why make trillions when we could make billions?
Good evening, stock traders, and welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio here on a beautiful Wednesday night, January the 11th, 2012. I am your host, as usual, STT, and joining me on tonight's program, I have Nickel.
Hey, Mike, what's going on tonight? How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. How about yourself?
Can't complain. Another rainy night. What else is new?
Nice. Okay, now also joining us on the radio program tonight is Stock Sumo.
Hey, Mike, glad to be back on, buddy.
It's good to have you back on, sir. How's everything going?
Oh, man, it's going good. How's it going with you?
Very well, sir. Very well, thank you. Also joining us on the program tonight is Haas.
How's it going tonight, Mike?
Good. How you doing?
Real good. Sorry I had to miss the show last night. Heard you guys did a fantastic job. I myself was enjoying a Minnesota Wild hockey game.
myself?
Myself.
Oh, nice. Enjoying a hockey game. Nice.
Minnesota Wilds. North Stars?
Yeah, the North Stars, buddy.
The old North Stars. Also joining us on the program tonight, you just heard him, is Cop.
Hey, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing well, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm gloating.
Gloating?
I like to gloat.
I guess we'll get to that later in the show. Also joining us, and he cannot say that he did not know he was coming up next because he is last tonight, Sifikia.
What's up, STT gang? Good to be back.
What's going on, man? Everything well over there, Siffy?
Yes, everything's well.
That's good.
Glad to be on the radio. I missed last night, but I was able to catch it after and loved it. You guys are rocking it.
Siffy, we got rain over here. What are the waves like, man? Let us vicariously live our lives through you for a minute.
Well, we got a 8 to 10 foot northwest rolling in. It's just starting to hit the islands. It's about 14-second energy coming. Buoys are kicking, and tomorrow morning should be 10 to 12 foot faces for you mainlanders that judge from the front. And
wow.
It's going to be sick. I'll get a couple for you.
That sounds nice. I actually had a nice day over here. It was like 50 degrees and sun was shining, seasonably warm, upstate New York.
Nice.
Okay. Now, let's take a look at what we did last night on the show and our stock spotlight from last night. Last night's stock spotlight was FBCD. That's correct, FBCD. It was a good session of the stock spotlight. We had a special guest speaker on and knew a lot about the company and what was going on. It really helped flow through it nicely. What did you guys think about last night's stock spotlight?
I thought it was great.
Sorry, Sumo, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was going to say, as an outside listener listening in, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I thought you guys covered all the bases, and definitely can't beat what you guys are putting out there, you know?
All right. Now,
I thought it was good filling in for you, Siffy, doing a chart analysis. It's a great bottom play. The stock was up 10% today, so I thought it was good. And Frankie did a wonderful job giving good details about the company.
Okay, fantastic. That was FBCD. Our picks last night for FBCD's results today was everybody, including Siffy, so he'll be happy about this. Everybody on the board said it was a buy. And everybody on the board got it correct because it was up from 0.003 to 0.0033 for a 10% gain today, which is, hey, 10%, 20%, it's all good. Any gain is good. Now, tonight's stock spotlight is PDOS. That's Peter, David, Oscar, Sam.
That was the longest sticker introduction I've ever heard in my life.
I almost forgot the fourth letter. PDOS. I'm sitting here trying to think of words to put to. I should let Cop do that. It's easier for him. Okay, so PDOS. And we have the investor relations person in Chris B. All with us tonight on the radio show. Chris, please tell us a little bit about PDOS.
Hey, guys. First of all, thanks for having me on tonight. I've been listening to you all, and you're doing a great job. A little bit about Platinum Studios is they obviously are a studio company. They have recently done, I think everybody knows, the Cowboys and Aliens feature film that grossed over $175 million at the box offices. Scott Rosenberg, the CEO, was actually the creator of that movie. He also, going back to a little bit before Platinum Studios, he was responsible for developing and getting the Men in Black franchise up and started. So he's got a lot of background in the studio and film industry. They also, on top of the film and studio industry, they have probably the world's largest comic book intellectual property and collection that's out there. The last valuation was done in 2008. It was valued at a pretty substantial value, and they are currently talking about spinning off that intellectual property into its own separate public company. So that's very exciting, something coming up in the immediate future.
Oh, well, that's pretty good there, Chris. How about if you let's talk about share structure and those types of things. Where are you at with that?
Okay. The AS is really the only intimidating share structure, or part of the share structure, and it's at 2.5 billion shares. And really the only reason behind this is because they have so many private investors that have invested in the company in the past, and obviously legally they have to have enough shares to cover if all of those investors and convertibles converted at the same time, then they have to have enough shares to be able to cover that, and that's the main reason the AS is so high. And then you have the outstanding shares is 439,690,238, and the float is around 203 million.
203 million. Great. I was looking at the chart, and we have our chart experts and those type of things, and we've been on a downtrend for a little while. What do you equate that to?
Yeah, it's been on for a long while, and I think there's a lot of reasons behind it. Of course, one of the main reasons that I related to is the lack of investor relations. We were just hired on by the company a couple weeks ago, so just basic communication efforts weren't there, and you can't do a whole lot without investor relations and a point of contact for your investors to be able to ask questions and things like that. So I think that's probably one of the main reasons.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. We're big fans of finding Momo plays and those type of things, and I know you want long investors in your stock, I'm sure, but we pretty much concentrate on movements, those type of things, but no stocks in the OTC move without some type of form of investor relations. There's no doubt about that. With the stories and certain things that you have with that, I'm looking at the website and the platinumstudios.com. Pretty interesting when you talk about this comic book collection and all of that. It's funny because last night we did a different stock that did collectible toys and those type of things, but when you talk about the value of this type of stuff, a lot of people don't get it, because it's normally a segmented, different type of collectors and all that. Is there in this tangible asset that they have, are they able to somehow incorporate that in the movies? I mean, do they have licensing rights or anything like that, or?
Yeah, they have. It's really a collection of comic book characters and stories. You look back to Cowboys and Aliens was included in that, which Steven Spielberg ended up being the executive producer and really taking it to what we know it as today. But it's things like that, which is all bunched together, and like I said, it's a collection of over 5,000 comic book character and stories, and it's one of those things that's really hard to put a value on, and really hard to understand, what it is and what the value is behind it, just because there's nothing else out there that relates to it. The only two other comic book companies that are similar, DC Comics and Marvel, that could rival their intellectual property, have been bought out. One is owned by Disney, and the other is owned by Time Warner now. So really, they're the only company with this asset out there. I
got what you're saying. I misunderstood you in the very beginning. So basically, they own the intellectual property, the rights to the character, the marketing of that character, that being in a movie or anything like that. Gotcha. Makes perfect sense now. Where are they located at?
They are in Los Angeles, California.
Okay, gotcha. Now let's kind of talk about the movies. I remember this play, when it was the Cowboys and Aliens piece. Was that their last movie?
Yeah, that's been their last big project, and like I said, it was the executive producer on that was Steven Spielberg, which obviously is a pretty household name, and he's known for some great stuff. And it was a great hit. They grossed over $170 million in the box offices. There were a few things that went kind of astray in that process. I think they weren't given enough or ample enough time to really market, because they actually retained the merchandising line and the actual story of the graphic novel. So while they can't really market, Daniel Craig or Harrison Ford or Olivia Wilde, they can market the story. If somebody comes in and they actually have contracts with a slot machine, Playtech, and a few gaming companies where they're going to use the Cowboys and Aliens story and characters, and they're not including the movie stars in that, which Platinum Studios owns.
Understand. Okay. How about future projects, the way ahead? I'm sure. What can you tell us?
Well, Unique is a big project that's going on right now. I don't know a lot about it, and really, I don't think Scott is allowed to say too much about it, but it is a project that they're working on with Disney right now. And anything with Disney is more than likely going to end up being a pretty good success. So, it's something big in the upcoming future. Atlantis Rising is something else that I think Scott covered in the shareholders call that we did a week and a half ago. And, that's something that was slated in 2008 with DreamWorks, had a lot of buzz behind it, and was slated to become a feature film. They recently retained the rights to the movie back due to inactivity and stuff like that. So, you never know what could happen with that, and that's definitely something that they could produce in the future.
Understand. Now, I'm not a big movie buff as far as understanding how the monetary piece comes. Are you making royalties from Cowboys and Aliens? Is that how that works?
Good question.
Like I said, it's really, I think they're on the merchandising. They obviously get the initial where the story is acquired by DreamWorks or Universal or whoever it's acquired by. They get the initial payment for the rights, and then Scott is he knows, and he's been around for long enough and has a large enough of a reputation where the deals really vary on who he's working with, on what he's going to get from the deal, or what Platinum Studios is going to get. Like I said, with Cowboys and Aliens, it's pretty unheard of that the actual studio company gets to retain the rights to the story and the merchandising. So it's pretty amazing if you think about it.
Yeah, I would agree. Now, as far as like, let's talk revenues and possible, forecasting for your generation or your revenue streams. Do you have any forecasting numbers that you can throw at us?
I don't at the moment. There's a lot going on. Like I said, I know they're working on getting some stuff together, and they have some current contracts with, like I said, Playtech, with the slot machine deal and things like that. And those have been past revenues. I think they're already accounted for. So it's going to be here in the near term future where that's going to be something that we explore and really make public as the revenue streams coming in, because there's really not a whole lot of knowledge out there about current revenues.
Gotcha. That's questions I have, guys. What do you guys have?
Well, I was just wondering if you can give us a little background on the CEO himself.
Yeah.
What he's done in the industry and so forth.
Yeah, he started out in the 80s. He actually he's responsible for founding Malibu Comics, which was a comic book publisher, obviously, back in the 80s and 90s. They took on Image Studios in the early 90s, I think. And they ended up at one point, they actually moved ahead of DC Comics in the market share of the comic book industry, which is pretty huge, and not a lot of people know about that. So they were actually behind Marvel and ahead of DC Comics in the late or early and mid 90s. And then he actually sold that company to Marvel in 1994. While he did own Malibu and Image Studios, he is responsible, like I said earlier, for Men in Black, and he's the one that promoted that and eventually got it produced by Sony. And so he's not the creator of that, but he's kind of responsible for it becoming what it is now. Without him, it wouldn't be what it is now at all. After Malibu, he started Platinum Studios, and he's done a few things. Cowboys and Aliens is obviously the biggest and largest. Along in 2008 with that was Atlantis Rising, which had a lot behind it. And those are probably the biggest things that stand out. There was he also did Dylan Dog, last year I think it was released. It didn't do as well as Cowboys and Aliens, but it was a pretty great movie, and it's done fairly well on the DVD and Blu-ray market.
Nice. Let me ask another thing, because I did look at this, I think maybe 3 months ago or something like that. They have a new website, don't they? From just a few months back, right?
Yeah, it's been updated recently.
Okay.
So
I thought it looked fairly new. Anybody else got any questions for Chris?
Not really a question, I guess, but I mean, going into the future here, one has to think, like the rights to something like the storyline for Cowboys versus Aliens. If some sort of other entertainment company would want to buy the rights to that, like how much that would go for. I don't know if that's even a possibility. I just don't know how the revenue streams work in this industry, as we were talking about earlier, but I don't know. I would assume they'd go for a bill and change for sure.
Yeah, that's really the hard thing about the industry and where they are and the intellectual properties is there's nothing out there to compare it to. There's really they're the only people doing what they do out there, and with the amount of assets and properties that they have. So it's really just hard to judge. We were talking the other day about the intellectual properties and spinning it off into its own public company. And really what even shifts it different than, other assets is, you took away Cowboys and Aliens, but the fact that Steven Spielberg was the one that took that away, and he actually produced it and made it into what it is now. His name attached to that intellectual property actually makes it more valuable. So even though they lost the asset in that intellectual property group of the Cowboys and Aliens story, they probably actually increased the value of it just because they attached Steven Spielberg's name to it. So it's kind of weird figuring out the value of that.
And I guess one other question that I have going back to the shares in note form and all the private investments that have came into this company and the reason for the large authorized share structure. Where are these investments coming from? Is it from a few big groups or a bunch of different individuals? I mean, what what would solidify, confidence in a shareholder coming in here that they're not just going to convert, millions of dollars worth of notes and just dump it?
Right. Well, they actually have. I think it's probably pretty proportionate to groups and investors, and they're all located on the financials. It's all public information. So investors, if they do have questions about things like that, I definitely would refer them to the financials and kind of do their own research to figure out, what they're investing in, to make sure that they are responsible for their own investment. But, as far as the share structure, the number one shareholder in the company is Scott Rosenberg himself, and it's not just shares that were issued to him because he's the CEO. He actually paid for those shares. He's loaned the company money. He's put his own personal money into the company, for those shares and things like that. So he, just as much as every other shareholder, wants to see the stock value to increase and really have a direct valuation of the actual company and where it should be. So that's always good to know.
Yeah, it's definitely good coming from a shareholder's perspective to know that, some of the largest holders in the background are, working within the company and they really want to see it succeed. So they're not going to, do something like that to the detriment of their current shareholders and stakeholders.
Right. That's definitely one of the big things that sold me on it when I first came in was, he's doing what he has to do to get the company back in line and the share value back up to where, everybody thinks it should be a fair valuation. So, it's always good to have that behind you.
Fantastic. Any other questions or?
The one thing that I have that looks really interesting is the comic book challenge. Looks like it's coming back in 2012. And reading up on it, it looks like it's an incentive for outside people to come in and get different publishing contracts and stuff like that. Are they going to elaborate on this more? Are they going to bring?
Yeah, definitely. I think there'll be more information coming along. As it gets developed more. It kind of, I think its biggest moments in maybe 2009, 2010. It kind of died off last year. There wasn't a lot of attention, pointed to it or anything like that, or 2010 as well. So that's definitely something that, that's got my interest, and, that's something that I'm pushing for, and that I think the company is definitely going to start communicating to investors and shareholders to what's going on with that, because it's a really big project, and it got a lot of attention, back then, and it's still a big project. Like you said, it gives that whole industry, it gives the comic book guys a chance to really, to make it big. So.
Right, and then continuing reading, do you know what percentages they're getting from? I know they're all over iTunes with the apps for merchandising. Do you know what percentages they're getting from these companies to possibly enhance even more revenues for them in the future?
I don't know the exact percentage, and I don't think the actual the amount of the contracts is on the financials yet. So hopefully, as the financials get released, we should know a little bit more about that, publicly.
So that's something more or less we can find out here in the possible future press release from them.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, fantastic. Chris, you want to give out your company name and phone number for your investor relations?
Yeah, that's great. My company is actually Stock Signal Investor Relations and Consulting Group. And my email address is cbeall@thestocksignal.com. And the phone number is 404-981-4675. And you can call anytime. And if we don't answer, leave a message, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Fantastic. Great stuff. I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight with us. Is there anything that we didn't ask you that you want to add, or maybe a little oversight on something?
No, I think we covered it all. That's been the main issues. The share structure has been a big issue, and Cowboys and Aliens is obviously always a hot topic. So I think we hit on a lot of good stuff.
All righty then. Well, thank you very much for joining us tonight, and look forward to having you back on in the future to give us updates on how PDOS is doing.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you. No problem. Thanks a lot for having me, guys.
All right.
Great.
Thanks again.
Keep it up.
All right, take care. Okay, guys, it's at that point in the show where you got to lay it on the line. Buy, sell, or hold for PDOS. I know. Everybody gets nervous. No reason to be nervous. No reason at all to be nervous. I'm going to start tonight with Stock Sumo.
I'll tell you what, just looking quickly at the chart.
Oh, wait. Jeez, we didn't even do the chart. Thank you. Stop. Don't give me an answer yet. Civic Gear.
Oh, go ahead, Sumo. Take it away, man. I love his charting. If he misses something, I'll sound in.
It reminds me a little bit like FBCD. You know, back in the summer, it had a wave of volume for a good span of time, and there was a big spike up. It went from, a penny and a half range up to 7.5 cents there. It's trading millions of shares. At one point it was up to 30 million shares a day. Trading 20, 30 million shares here and there. So that's some pretty good volume. And then it came collapsing down. Now we see it trading in the 002, 0029 range. That's bouncing off its bottom, and the volume's starting to return. So the MACD is flatline. I'd like to see that, start to separate, and that would confirm the buy. But it's the RSI starting to point back up north, so that's a good sign. What do you think, Siffy? You got anything to add to that?
Yeah, I like the chart. I mean, it's obviously in a downtrend, which ain't a problem. I mean, I definitely would like to see this thing get above that 20 MA, which is currently at 0031. Obviously, that's heading down too, so that could be lower than that. You got to take that into consideration. But a break above that, and then a break above that 50, and I think this thing can make a move. I like all the positive divergence that I see in it. I mean, you look at the RSI. You can look at that, look on a daily, all the way from back in August where it really started falling down. This thing hasn't been able to get above 50 on the RSI, and right now it's at 46.16, so it's right there. I like the momentum. I like the volume that came into this thing. So, I mean, I'm definitely giving this thing a buy for tomorrow and get it on the watch list because, like I said, above that 20, then above that 50, above that last 4 swing high, breakout mode.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. Definitely buy. Buy on me.
Buy for Siffy.
Buy for Stock Sumo. Buy for Siffy. Nickel.
I'm going to go with a buy.
With a buy. Okay. Hoss.
I think you should do Cop first. Strategy.
Cop, what does D.D. Amanda say tonight?
He needs the pressure because he's in the lead right now.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
That's why I wanted you to go first. I got to see.
There's only one thing I don't like about it. It was up today. It was up a pretty good percentage. So, I mean, do I think it's going to staircase up? I do, just based off of looking at what you got there. It's kind of bold a little bit. But this is a tough one. This can, go down a little bit, but still be up over the course of 2 days. But everyone said buy so far?
Everybody said a buy.
I might have to strategize this one. I'm going to go with a buy and make Haas make a decision.
Haas?
I wish I could ask BL if he found any big buyers coming up there. Shoot. Oh, man. For tomorrow, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to say sell. Just for tomorrow. Long term, midterm, I like that. I like it from here. It's good buy price, but
nice, Haas. I like it.
For tomorrow, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going red just for tomorrow.
I'm going up too. I just suckered you in that entire thing. That was awesome. I mean, that was like art right there.
Oh my God!
And you know who told me to do that? You guys know who QT Cal is?
Yeah.
QT Cal rocks.
Oh, I love QT Cal.
Oh, she's awesome. Absolutely awesome. There's not many female traders out there as good as she is either.
So she told you to screw with me.
Yeah, essentially what she sat there and said that hey, copy, you're 8 in a row. You haven't gotten one wrong. Haas is one back. kind of position it. I mean, I'm getting like strategy lessons at this stage. I mean, you know, it's kind of like, you know how when you're at the top, everyone wants to knock you down? I mean, she's there helping me out.
Cutie Cal. I liked her. Not anymore. I'm going to have to send her a little message.
No, she's pretty good. Actually, when you guys have been into DD sessions with QT Cal, she'll find anything, anywhere.
She is a digger, isn't she?
Yeah, very much so.
I'm bullish PDOS. I like how you looped him in there and roped him right in. This thing's been making higher lows, and it came off of a bottom. I think this thing, if the volume can continue like today, especially, I think we could see some nice gains from here.
I'm bullish on it. I just think it's going to finish red tomorrow. But now that Scott picked it as a buy, who knows? He might just liquidate his whole account and buy this thing up for all I know. Something like that. It's easy.
Cheating.
She's strategizing with Cutie Cal in the background. How am I supposed to compete with this? Seriously.
Wow. Good point.
Okay, guys, can I go?
I'm shorting it tomorrow. All right.
Yep. Sorry.
Oh, Mike, you wanted to go? Go for it, Mike.
Okay, I wanted to go because I am going to say 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go with the sell also with Haas. I'm going to stay on his side.
Oh, I like it.
And I'm almost thinking flat, but I'm going to say sell just because of the range today.
The range is tough. I mean, 26% up on that is a tough call.
I just think that there's more upside because if you look,
I think long term it's a good play. Tomorrow, I don't know what it is. I mean, the range say 21 to 32. That's a big push.
I think Thursdays are a good day, and I'm going to think this thing's going to go green.
You know what? I'm going to repick.
Oh, we can repick.
Only the host can pick.
My son came in and said, no, it's a buy.
Whoa. How old's your son? Does he trade stocks?
He's 15. Yes, he does.
I was going to say, I bet he trades stocks.
Yes, he does. He came running in the room and said, no, buy. I said, okay. All right, so I'm going to go buy.
So basically we're telling the public that we pick our stocks based off the color of the uniform they wear? I mean, is that where we're at? I mean,
I seriously believe that this is one of those plays that tomorrow could honestly, and my stronger pick would be flat. That would be my stronger pick for tomorrow. So I'm going to go buy.
Okay.
Because of him.
Haas is on an island is what
Lip slopper.
Haas is going to be by himself for tonight.
Sippy, send me some waves.
Gotcha.
For those listening, if you wish to call in and ask questions to the panel here at Stock Traders Talk Radio, the phone number is 347-215-7181. I also put that number out there for those that like to bash, and we'll go into that after commercial break. So, guys, I'm going to take a little break right here, and we'll be back after these words.
Sweetheart, now you're getting a little bit older. What do you want to do when you grow up?
Daddy, when I get older, I want to flip stocks.
You want to flip stocks? Well, how are you going to go about flipping stocks?
StockLegends.com, duh.
StockLegends.com? I heard that they have the best stock picks around.
Of course we do, Dad. Time is money. I gotta go.
Go. Run like the wind!
Welcome back to Stock Traders Talk Radio. I'm your host, STT. Joining me on the radio program tonight, we have Ka, Haas, Sifakia, Stock Sumo, and Nickel. Welcome back to the show, guys.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
Yeah, buddy.
Not too much. Anybody want to talk about what's been going on with the show, or do we want to move on to Stocks in Focus?
Which part about with the show?
Yeah.
Pure abuse?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Definitely, you guys know we picked FBCD last night, and people just, I don't know, everybody thinks we're like promoters or something, and people are calling us up to and being paid. Whatever. The answer is no to that. And, I don't know how many times I need to say that, but...
Well, unfortunately, I had brought something up.
No, you're good. You're good.
No,
I'm talking about something completely different.
Road again.
We get paid when we trade.
Exactly. Well, needless to say, I guess there's a whole bunch of people that just don't like that stock too much. And, that's their business. I don't know what the complete history is on that. So I'm sure, if I went back through and looked at it, whatever the case may be. But there's a miscommunication, so I don't want to bash them. They might have a very good reason for being angry at the stock. Who knows? Not my business. My business last night was, here's a stock, look at the chart, see if I think it's going to go up or down or is hold. And as you know, we said buy and it went up. But anyway, there's people want to know how to get on the show. And basically what I told them over and over again is we have a iHub website or iHub message board that has Mike's phone number and address in it. So feel free to prank call him anytime you want.
That is my actual cell phone number for the 7 or 8 people that called me today and actually got an answer.
Yep, and then basically you just say, hey, I'm looking at this stock, and what he's going to do is he's going to look and see if it's a volatile stock. The stocks we like are bottom plays, ones that have tons of bashers, controversy, pain, agony, all that type of stuff, because there's thousands of people there, and that means the more people that are on the stock, the more people that listen to the show. Nothing more than that. That is what it is. Right. And we're established in the listening base as time goes on. We feel as if we're pretty good traders. I think personally all our track records are pretty good. However, we want to prove that. And then over time, as that happens, we'll establish that, and then we can earn you credibility, whatever you want to call it, and we'll go from there. It's really that simple. But anyway, you call Mike, and if you're the person that calls Mike, and you say the stock, and he goes, "Hey, sounds like a great stock." How long you been in the stock? Do you know the stock? If the answer is yes, then his next question is going to be, hey, you want to come on the show and talk about the DD? Because you want somebody to represent it. Because in most cases, we can sit here and DD for hours, and yes, I do filings and all that other stuff, and I'll look at all kinds of crazy stuff that I'm not even talking about on the air before I sit there and say buy, sell, and hold. But we're trying to DD a stock in 15 minutes. Very, very difficult to do if you don't know the stock. So if you are a shorter, a basher, a promoter, investor relations guy, or just a long stuck, a bag holder, or just somebody that has zero interest in stocks, and you like watching, Scooby-Doo on Saturday mornings, you want to call up and want a stock, we're your guys. Call up. It's that simple.
Yep. Phone number's right there on our iBox on our iHub message board, which is simply Stock Traders Talk Radio. You can call into the show every single night. Telephone number is there on the screen that you're looking at, 347-215-7181. We also went as far as to invite some of the people bashing onto the show. And, of course, their response to us was we couldn't afford them.
Oh, really?
And yet, when you go look at their profile on iHub, what are they? They're a free member.
Well, that's the beauty of iHub. I love iHub.
Classic.
Now, we couldn't afford them, but they have to be a free member over at iHub. Congratulations on that. Bashers, broke-ass, self-hating, egotistical radicals. That's right. Spell it out. Basher. Broke ass. B-R. I mean B-A. Self-hating. S-H. Egotistical. Radicals. E-R. Basher. Definition.
Wow.
Fantastic stuff.
AKA.
I was trying to keep. I was taking the high road. I was trying to take the high road.
Well, I went the low road. You're a good cop. I'm bad cop. Ah, that's even
nice.
funny.
That's good.
You're on a roll,
That's
Mike.
good.
No, that was pretty. I didn't realize until I
Don't
said
stop.
it. He's good cop. I'm bad cop.
Oh boy, I missed you.
We need to have a segment for that.
Oh my God, that was good.
That was pretty good.
What the hell's wrong with me tonight? Oh my God, it was a long day. I think long day.
I don't know. You're listening to your 15-year-old kid for your stock picks.
Hey, let me tell you something. That kid could hit home runs. That kid could hit some home runs, boy. Let me tell you.
Oh, I bet he can.
That's because the frontal lobe's not developed. There's no fear.
He doesn't quite believe in my A-stock theory, but I'm still trying to prove it to him. Still trying to prove that theory to him. Anyway, so that's the lowdown on the radio show and how we do it and how we come up with the plays for the stock spotlight, and hopefully gives a little insight and hopefully clarifies certain things to certain people. I won't mention IHUB names. I should, though, but I won't. I'm not going to go there tonight. I will say this, though. I was asked, well, I wasn't asked, but somebody was asked, and I think it was Sifakia was asked, if he could give a shout-out for one person. Siffy, do you want to give that shout-out, or shall I?
You.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, you
Shut
do
up,
it.
man.
Come on.
I don't even remember what you're talking about.
He'll appreciate he'll appreciate
honestly, so shout it out, boss.
Come on, man. Here, wait. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put it into you right here.
Give me a little tip.
Is a crazy...
Crazy bear.
There we go. You see it?
Oh, yes, I would love to give a shout-out to Master Trader.
There you go.
My crazy trader friend. And
is he bullish? Is he bearish the SPY? You're bullish?
Oh, yeah. Who's not bearish the SPY for the 4 weeks?
You're burning him, Siffy.
But you'll have your day, my friend.
I bet he's working on his talkie dance.
He even talked to two of
my
those.
goodness. Don't get him started on the talkie dance.
I just want to get him on the show because the guy is absolutely hands down the best short-term crazy. You are freaking out thinking he's wrong and then he gets paid kind of trader, and I love it.
I might as well give a big ups to SAPX for MT. I know he's long SAPX. He likes that one.
Hey, Sif, while I have you on here, just real quick, can you give us some good option plays right now? What are you rolling with lately?
I've been rolling with SPY. I sold those Sears Holdings today right out the gate. I sold those puts that were just way overdone and took a nice little premium on that. I got out of that, covered on those, and I've just been flipping the SPYs. I missed my Netflix short. I should have done what I told myself to and shorted 100 because you've seen that thing's been sliding ever since it got that downgrade and what have not. And, I mean, really, EK's been so on fire, it's like an option, the price per share it's at, and the thing's been just moving straight up, and I don't know if it's done, man. So get your eyes on EK. Every morning that thing opens up and then it runs. Not saying that's what it's doing tomorrow, but if it's not on your watch list, get it on there.
Didn't you call that one last week at like 40 cents or something?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get a couple of the boys in with me. Nobody wanted none of it.
I know Cop didn't like it.
No, nobody liked it. For some reason, I've been getting a lot of hate. A lot of hate.
Oh, well. What we need to do is I need to get some bucks into the Stock Traders Talk chat room for you and let you show them how to trade live. They can watch your trades and all that good stuff that we got together.
Yeah, man. I'm down any day.
Going. All right. Now, let's move on in the show to our Stocks in Focus segment. Now, I'm going to start tonight with Nickel because he got mad at me last night because I took his play. So I'm going to give him first chance at taking everybody's play.
Well, it's funny that you say that because, I was looking through them again today, and CBIS, again, if you looked at it today, it had more news, again, with a biotech company developing pharmaceutical cannabis products. Again, they've got a new self-medicated cannabis treatment for cancer patients. I know it pulled back today a little bit. I still think this one has a lot of upside to it here in the near future still. Going back off of yesterday's news that they're going into this $80 billion, and I hate to bring it up twice in a row here, but I think this one could still come out the gates one of these days and really start running. And then, again, we've talked about ATRN. That one is just a beast. It just doesn't stop. I mean, we talked about it at .0088. And,
where do we call that at?
.0088. We talked about it on this show. And, in fact, I think it was...
I like 500% stocks. Those are good.
Yeah, exactly. But those are the two that I've, just... It's like ATM machine for ATRN, and I'm still watching CBIS, see what it's going to do. I just got a feeling that if they ever get a breakthrough on that cancer, I think it's going to go. It's a matter of time. 2 days in a row with cancer news. It's a matter of time before it just gets up and goes, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to, this is my fault, too. I kind of dropped the ball on this. I really got to get in touch with Dr. Bob again because I spoke to him a few months back, and they wanted to do the radio. We just couldn't get a date set up. So I got to try and get back on with them and see if I can't get an interview with him again. He's great.
It can't hurt. I mean, they're obviously doing something behind the scenes really well.
I mean, I know you guys don't know. I know Siffy and Cop do, but the last time we interviewed him, it was actually a 2-hour show. 2 hours he was on for.
Wow.
And still had more to go. Unfortunately, we can max out at 2 hours. Anyway.
Wake people up.
That stock has a history of some massive runs. That's all I know.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And that's why I brought it up again today. I mean, 2 days in a row, cancer news. I mean,
it's like anything else, though. When something goes up there, you got to expect that the next day you're going to have people selling for profit and getting out, So you always got to expect that. Let's take a look at Haas and what he's looking at. Haas.
Mike.
Yes.
Well, obviously you guys know I like BUCS Bucks. It took a pretty big dip yesterday on some decent volume, so we had a big seller we had to work through. That is definitely sitting at some bottoms, so if you were looking for a good entry point, in my very honest, strong opinion, I would try to pick some up in the twos. And one that I've been watching, I've mentioned a couple times already, AQLV. It had some pretty big volume. It was sub-penny, and then it kind of bumped up to almost 2 cents a couple of days ago. And now it kind of took a dip back today on a little bit lighter volume, but still a pretty decent amount of volume, $150,000 worth. Dip back to the 012 area, so I'm watching that one to see how far it dips back or if some volume returns throughout the rest of the week here and the next week to continue that uptrend. And another one that's on high promotion, a little bit pricier stock, STEV, S-T-E-V, Stevia Corp. And I mentioned this one because I was a nutrition science major, so, I know about all the different types of sugar substitutes. And the stevia is different from all the other sugar substitutes. Obviously, it's calorie-free and all that, but it's all natural. So it doesn't come with some of the other side effects of a lot of the other sugar substitutes. And these guys have some pretty big rights around stevia itself. And I think stevia is only going to increase in popularity. So with this company, again, it's on high promotion. There's some mailers out. So keep that in mind. There might be some dilution going on this little run here. But obviously some pretty big volume today. So I'm just keeping an eye on that one just because I like the product itself.
Okay. Fantastic. All righty now, Stock Sumo, you're up.
All right, I'll mention a couple of stocks. I might have mentioned a couple of them last night. I'll start with one that I didn't mention last night. but I've mentioned it in previous episodes. It's DGHG. Had a great move today. It closed up 35%. That's Diversified Global Holdings Group, Inc. I've been following it for a while now since they uplisted to the bulletin board. The intraday gain was from 59 cents to $1. It closed at its high a day. I like seeing stocks close at their high a day. Another stock that closed at its high a day was TRID. I had mentioned this one yesterday. It's funny, they gapped it down, and it opened around 9.1, and then it, continued to run throughout the day, and it traded, 4.7 million shares, which is 2 times the 3-month moving average almost. So it's trading good volume. TRID, I recently said that was coming off its bottom. I really like that one. APP, that was also up another 15% today. That was a nice one. So those three, you can't go wrong with those ones. DGHG, TRID, and APP.
Okay. Moving on to Mr. Cobb.
Not to go against anybody, tomorrow's the day to sell ATRN, just so you know. I'm going to save you a lot of money. The BRZM, slightly up. GRNE, check it after the first of the morning. Watch the selling. As soon as around 9, let's go with about 10:20, load up, and then jump ship. But you'll be able to make a gain there.
Wait, stop. What was that ticker?
GRNE.
Sorry, okay.
Okay, GYST, a little bit up. I expect IJJP to go up again tomorrow. Today it was actually flat. And one that I think that's going to pop a little bit is OPMG, and that's where I'm at. And I also, if I was going to buy something very diluted stock in the past, would be SDVI. If you check the last 30 minutes of the day, you'll see a $5 million pop and a couple other big ones. That's 6. So if you can get 6, you're going to get 8. Clear them. Take profits.
As far as ATRN, because that was a stock spotlight in the past, I think that thing has been doing pretty well. It bounced off of 038. That seems to be the new level of support. And below that, the level of support is 3 cents. So if it can hold those 2 levels of support, then I think ATRN could continue to see some upside.
You're not allowed to do that. You want me to analyze your stock picks? Is that really what you want me to do? I can do that.
No, you don't have to do that. I'm we got a little extra time here at the end. There's no rush. But I can't comment on ATRN at the end?
Yes, you can, but I thought you had your turn.
I did have my turn. But ATRN's been an ongoing thing. That thing made a new high today. That should be something we should be talking about, if anything. ATRN was up to 5.5 cents.
Hey, me and Mike called it.
Listen, boys.
Wait. Everybody stop, okay? Because for the record, today was the day to sell ATRN.
Yes,
not
it
tomorrow.
was. Yes, it was. I would agree.
I don't want to hear this shit about, I did this, I did that. You know what? Let's just throw the ball out there, okay? You know what? I'm not gonna go there tonight because I'll get really into a rant and I don't have enough time. I don't got enough time to get my horses going.
Do it tomorrow. I want to hear it.
I might come out tomorrow. I might.
Do it. Make a list.
Oh, because it's getting a little frustrating, to be quite honest. Just a little frustrating. That's all. Just a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit. So anyway, Cop, go ahead. You finish your
I'm done with my picks. That's good.
I guess this is what you're trying to do.
What the heck are you guys doing? Trying to ruin my life and make me look like a friggin' idiot?
Man, I swear to God. Anybody want to host a radio show? Call me. My number's on the iHub message board. All right. Now, let's get back on track. Man, this show goes off base a lot. All right, we're talking about penny stocks in the penny stock world, and we're going to move on to a little segment that we like to call... Oh, my God, the switchboard's getting so big I can't even find anything anymore. I'm looking for it. It's in alphabetical order. There it is. Okay, this segment of the show, and I didn't upload it, so I can't even play it. Oh, yes, I did. Here we go. Cops Corner. Cops Corner. Cops Corner. Cops Corner. Cops Corner. And here he is, Cop.
Jeez. You have way too much time on your hands.
Oh, I suck so bad at that stuff.
I mean, that's pretty funny. All right, listen, each time on the Cops Corner piece, been given pieces for, different things that you can do in different boards where they can help you as far as a trader. I think we started off with Money 101, a Link site, Van Tillian site, and tonight's feature iHub board is DD Support Board and Fraud Research Team. A lot of great people on there that know exactly what's going on. Some of the best DDers, scam finders, fraud finders that you can imagine. No dummies on there. Janice Shell, Renee, Slow Job, SRV, Skyon, and Cassandra. And the key thing to know about this board is it's very popular. It's probably in the top 20 boards out in all of iHub. Over time, there's certain things they've figured out with a lot of different connections of, there's in the penny world, there's a lot of scams. There's no doubt about it. I think we all know that. And some of them move as traders. You play them, and certain things exist with them. But what they're able to do is they're able to DD the stocks down to the nth degree, find out if they have a PO box, do they have a house, do they really making those revenues, are they really doing those type of things that they say. So they're all about the facts, no opinion, no fundamental analysis, no I think everything's going to go to the moon. I think it's all going to dive. It's all about finding the facts, giving the information out to investors prior to them buying. And I think everybody should go there. You should know what you're dealing with. It's really important to get that other side of the coin, if you will. But on here you'll get a lot of important links that for litigation, court dockets, SEC trading suspensions, administrative proceedings, litigation releases, recent SEC filings, OTC filings, OTC suspensions and halts, prohibited attorneys, that's a good one, Secretary of State searches and those type of things. And they talk about what stock dilutions are, how the different pieces of that work, pump and dump schemes, and all of that type of stuff. So go to that board. That is DD Support Board and Fraud Research Forum. Very, very good. And tell them Cop sent you.
Okay, fantastic. We only have a couple minutes left in the show. And I don't know, Siffy, do you have anything else that you were looking at? I know I asked you about your options earlier. Do you have anything real quick that you're looking at?
We got the BOE announcement at 7 a.m., ECB announcement at 7:45 a.m., got jobless claims at 8:30, and retail sales at 8:30. So watch all those things, guys, because that's going to move the market.
Fantastic. Okay, and don't forget, traders, tomorrow night we have an exclusive CEO interview for you. Should be very interesting. Next Tuesday, another exclusive CEO interview. Next Wednesday and Thursday, another exclusive CEO interview. And I don't book that much farther in advance, so that's about it for now. To all the stock traders out there, to the stock traders right here on the radio show, we're wishing you the best in every one of your trades. Hopefully the show helps you out just a little bit, or at least you laugh a little bit. Who knows? Anyway, we'll see you again tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Stock Traders Talk Radio.
Aloha.
Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All views and topics talked about on Stock Traders Talk Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate, and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data.
Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio.